Here comes the boy. Hello, boy. Welcome. There he is. He is here.
Release me, motherfucker.
Hello everyone, how is it going today? This is kind of uncomfortable. I haven't had a bearded dragon in a very long time, and I kind of forgot how to deal with myself around them. Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. You may be wondering who this is, or you might not be. Either or, this is my friend Travis. His full name is
Travis Scott Fortnite!
First name Travis Scott, last name Fortnite. Full name Travis Scott Fortnite. He is actually, oh, you look very uncomfortable. I guess I'll just hold him. So Travis Scott Fortnite is my friend's bearded dragon, who I am watching for a little bit. And I'm making this video because I wanted to show you guys him because he's just so dang cute. And also because I wanted to make a reptile room update video to just let you guys know how all of my animals are doing. It's been a very long time since I posted my last one, which was like, I don't know, however long ago. Before I get into that, couple things I just want to get out of the way. Besides introducing you guys to Travis. First off, I want to say thank you guys for getting me to over 2,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the channel. I think now I sort of ran into like a rut with my content where I wasn't 100% satisfied with the videos I was putting out. But I have this renewed interest, so hopefully now I can start posting a little bit more now that I've graduated and then I have more time. But promises, am I right? Secondly, I've reached the point in my egomania with this channel where I'm comfortable doing like a Q&A video. So if you guys want that, you can comment questions. You can send them to me on Instagram or check the community post on my channel. Yeah, you guys can ask me some questions. What do you think, Travis? Cold dead stare, as per usual. All right, so let's talk about it. So this is Elio. He's the guy that started off my channel, if you guys aren't familiar with him. He is a jeweled Lacerta. In a few months, I think this October, I will have had him for about a year. I think he's just a little over a year old now. I got him when he was about 6 months old. Elio had some problems. He's doing well now. He's been shedding like all the time. He's still growing like crazy. He eats and all that kind of fun stuff. The problem I had with him is he had mites. I don't know how they made it into my collection. You know, at this point, it doesn't really matter. But I was dealing with it for a very, very long time. Elio got it pretty bad. I caught it pretty early before they had started getting huge. And you know, I've dealt with mites before, so I knew how to sort of take care of it. But yeah, he had mites and he was crawling with them for a few months. I tried a ton of different methods. And none of it seemed to be working effectively. I could get the majority of them away. You know, every couple weeks I would just find one or two turning up in his quarantine cage, and you know, it just really broke my spirit. So, well, 2 months basically that I was dealing with this mite infestation. But clearly he's doing a lot better now. You can see he has a little hoodie on right now. He's just sort of finishing his shed, so I won't hold him too long. But he soldiered on, he made it out, and you know, I still check him every day for mites, and there's nothing, so he's all clean. But other than that, he's doing pretty well. He's still just as curious, inquisitive, and just as fun of a lizard to hang out with as he's always been. Because he's getting bigger now, his claws are starting to hurt and actually leave marks now when I hold him. Speaking of mites, we have Nyx. Nyx is my Mexican black king snake. She just turned about a year old. But yeah, she also had mites and had it pretty bad as well. I didn't discover the mites on her. Oh, mother, trying to eat me for a second. That was scary. You've never done that before. You've only been nice. Anyway, yeah, she had mites too. She had it pretty bad. She had it a lot worse than Elio when I finally discovered it on her. Luckily, her behavior and all that kind of stuff never took a dive or anything. She was also quarantined for quite a while. And the problem with Nyx too, that sort of leads me to believe that maybe it was her that brought it in, is she had all this scale damage when I first got her. Sort of like white marks and what looked like stuck shed on her scales that would go away every time she shed, and it would come back a little bit. But when she had the mites, she had scratches and all that kind of stuff, like just scale damage all over the place. And it was really alarming. I thought it was a form of scale rot or even a fungal infection, as some reptile forums kind of gaslit me into believing. So I took her to the vet because of it. I didn't take Elio to the vet. I only took Nyx. They gave her some ivermectin, and I ended up doing the same mite treatment on her as I did on Elio. Eventually the mites went away, which was super, super awesome. For a little bit there, I was really, really worried that I was gonna lose either Nyx or Elio, and luckily both of them are still here. If you look at her, she's getting pretty huge. The last time I showed her, she was, she was small, but she was still growing quite a bit. I did just upgrade her cage. You can check it out in a video that I posted like a while back. I'm really proud of the cage that I gave her. I think it looks really nice. It's one of my favorites in the room that I'm looking at right now, kind of just staring at it as we speak. But other than that, Nyx is doing great. She's getting huge. She's getting strong. She's doing good now that she's mite free. Next up is Athena. My Baron's Racer. This is her. Obviously this is still Travis. I'm not taking Athena out right now just because she, as of recently, has been super rambunctious and not exactly the most fun snake to handle. Athena, if you guys don't know my Baron's Racer, she is a mildly venomous snake. She's not dangerous. She can't kill you. There's, I think, maybe one reported death from a Baron's Racer bite, and that's because the person went into anaphylaxis. Other than that, she's really not dangerous. Taking her out and calming her down is like a really long process, and we'll do that in a future video.
This is literally so hard.
She's doing okay right now. She, a while back, had some problems I thought that were related to the mites. Elio had mites, Nyx had mites. Luckily, no one else in my collection did. But Athena started having some health problems and wasn't eating at around the same time that Nyx and Elio were dealing with their mites. She was being super wobbly, had terrible balance, and wouldn't eat. So naturally I'm like, oh god, inclusion body disease, which is like a death sentence for most reptiles and snakes and that kind of stuff. Luckily, I took her to the vet, and like $500 something plus later, the vet told me that her like blood cell count was all messed up, that she had, I don't remember exactly the terminology, but the vet I took her to was really helpful and prescribed me some meds. I had to administer these chicken flavored meds to Athena for a few weeks, and eventually she went back right to her perky self, almost a little bit too much. She came out more energetic than she was before, and now she's doing pretty good. Travis is not exactly amused by this. Neither is Cracky. He's not too pleased about being high up. He's sort of afraid of heights. But yeah, this is Cracky. He's my Ackie monitor. He's getting close to 2 years old now, and he's a big boy. Don't have a whole lot to say about him. Recently, he's been having some shedding troubles. I attribute that to just how dry it's been lately, so I've been giving him soaks, and you can kind of see like his tail stuff is finally starting to come off a little bit. I don't want to tug on it too much because, you're not really supposed to help your animals shed too much, but I help out any way I can in a way that's safe for him. Cracky also got a cage upgrade because of some stuff that I'll mention later. I didn't make a full video on it just because I didn't think there was enough content in there to warrant having a full video. So if you want to see just the time lapse of the cage build, I can show you right here. How sick was that, right? Or maybe not sick if you skipped it. He's in his intermediate between his adolescent and his adult phase. He sort of developed this weird biting habits. He sort of just walks across, and he doesn't bite defensively or aggressively. He just sort of will like look at my arm, will take a bite, and then move along. It was very strange. I've never seen him do that before, but he did it, and he's still tame. Like, he's cool, like I can scratch his chin and all that kind of stuff, and he won't bite me, but yeah, sometimes he just decides to bite. He hasn't as of recently. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm helping shed and he knows that if he bites, I won't get him out of these tight clothes, I suppose. Next up is Fatty, my leopard gecko. I don't know, her update is a little weird. Her health could be better. Something Fatty does every year is around March or April, she goes off food for a few months. Just her activity levels kind of go down. She doesn't really poop a lot, and she just refuses food. And this is like a cycling thing that female leopard geckos do around that time of year. But this time around, she started really early in about February and didn't really come out of it until like June, like recently. It was kind of troublesome because you can see she's lost weight. She's still active and all that kind of stuff. She still walks around, but her feeding response has not been so great. She'll go for food, but she can't really keep worms and that kind of stuff in her mouth. I kind of have to have her strike numerous times in order to actually get the worm down. But after a few tries, she gets it. A while back, I did make a video about her saying how I was going to rehome her. I'm still looking for someone. Well, I'm not looking for someone anymore. My friend, actually, one of my good friends, is going to take her in. The only problem is I don't want to rehome her if she's still going to be in this condition. You know, I'll want to give her to her new home when she's perfectly healthy. But for right now, she's doing okay. She's definitely climbing back. We're getting her weight so she can be that actual fatty lizard rather than the skinny legend that she is right now. I mean, her tail still looks good, but yeah, that's how Fatty's doing. Fat. What are you craving?
Ruination.
Yeah, that I can't fix for some reason. And so with the possibility of rehoming Fatty, that sort of poses the question, what kind of reptile should I get to replace her? I have been looking to get something new. I'm not just rehoming her because I want to replace her. I'm rehoming her just because I think she would be better off with another owner that is more interested in her. I'm kind of kicking around a few ideas. I want a pink tongue skink, maybe a fire skink. Thinking about a hognose snake or a children's python. Rosy boa. Let me know. I have a 35-gallon tank right now, and I could probably swing a 50 if I see something or remember something that's pretty cool. But there's a lot of stuff on my list that I'm interested in getting, so what do you guys think? What kind of animal should I get? Should I do a video?
Bind me not to this prison of flesh, but to the earth.
Travis! He's okay, guys, don't worry. Okay, well, he doesn't really want to... I don't think he wants to hang out with me so much right now, so I'm just gonna let him go. Sorry, Tristan. When I ship him, he'll be okay. Don't worry. Next couple updates. I really only have 2 left. I guess I'll do them at the same time. One is the frogs. I know you guys love the frogs, but you know, they're sleeping right now, so I won't take them out, but you guys can have some frog videos for tax, I suppose. Frogs are doing just fine. The only update I have with them really is I upgraded their cage. They're really, really, really liking it. Like it's solved all the problems that I had with their previous cage, and it's the right size. They get, you know, good amount of UVB, and it's really just perfect. They just seem happy and healthy now. I don't really have a problem with them frog stacking anymore. They have one sort of large hide that they both like to hide in. One of them likes to hide in the log. The other one likes to hide up on the branch beneath all the leaves. So they have their little separate areas, and then they'll sort of convene together in the water bowl. And the water bowl now is big enough for both of them to fit. They don't have to take turns or fight over it with dominance anymore, but they're doing really good. I've been thinking that I want to get Amazon milk frogs or Amazon milk frog at some point, just because I think they're really cool. Last update is Slinky. I gave him a new cage and he seems happier in it, but also I don't know if lizards even experience happiness. Can consult the philosophers on that. I don't know if there's a featherless biped argument to be made there. No, that's just the wrong thing. That is just completely the wrong thing. Doesn't matter. Slinky's doing fine. He has a new cage. I made a video about it. You should go down and check it out if you really want to. I left 2 reptiles out of this update. One is Apollo, my corn snake. I just gave him a meal, so I'm not going to take him out. He's doing fine. He's perfect in every way. He's shedding. He's a big boy. That's fine. And the other one I left out is Bosk, my Savannah monitor, because I don't really have much of an update for him. Like, he's just kind of the same. I did hold him once. That's it. That's the tweet. I held him. I guess it was kind of a big deal at the time because, you know, I don't really hold Bosk because he's, like, I don't know, he's just not a holding type animal. 1, he's huge, and 2, he's not really keen on being held because I kind of traumatized him as a baby. If you want to know more about that, you can watch one of my older Reptile Room videos. But other than that, that's sort of it for an update with the collection. Again, I appreciate all of your guys' continued support with this channel. I hope you guys had fun on your trip to Vietnam. Peace out, and I hope you have a very wonderful trip to Vietnam. Also, leave me questions for that Q&A, maybe. Oh, I really hate asking for that. It's just a very strange thing to tell a bunch of people, hey, ask me questions so I can talk about myself. It seems very self-aggrandizing and that kind of stuff, but who cares?